hematopoiesis is a continuous, regulated process of the blood cell production that includes cell renewal, proliferation, differentiation, and maturation. These processes result in the formation and development and specialization of all the functional blood cells that are released from the bone marrow to the circulation. During the fetal development, there are three hematopoietic phases: the mesoblastic phase, hepatic phase, and lastly the medullary phase. In the mesoblastic phase, it begins around the 90th day of embryonic life. Cells from the mesoderm migrate to the yolk sac and the aortogonad mesonephros region. Some of these cells from the primitive erythroblasts that are important early embryogenesis to produce hemoglobin GOR1, GOR2, and Portland for oxygen delivery of developing embryonic tissue. Cells in the aortogonad mesonephros region give rise to hematopoietic stem cells for definitive hematopoiesis. This is the only site of definitive hematopoiesis during embryonic development. In the hepatic phase, it begins at 5 to 7 gestational weeks. It is characterized by recognizable clusters of developing erythroblast, granulocyte, and monocyte, colonizing the fetal liver, thymus, spleen, placenta, and ultimately the bone marrow in the final medullary phase. In the medullary phase, hematopoiesis begins prior to 5th month of fetal development. It occurs in the medulla of the bone. During the medullary phase, hematopoietic stem cells and mesenchymal cells migrate into the core of the bone. Mesenchymal cells differentiate into the structural elements. For example, this is the stromal cells, such as the endothelial cells and the reticular adventitial cells that supports the developing of the blood cells. By the end of the 24 weeks of gestation, the bone marrow becomes the primary site of hematopoiesis. There are detected erythropoietin, granulocyte colony stimulating factor, granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor, and hemoglobin F and A. All blood cell types arise from the pluripotent stem cells that are capable of self-renewal and give rise to the differentiated progeny. These cells proliferate and form one cell lineage, common myeloid progenitor, to give rise to the granulocytic, monocytic, erythrocytic, and megakaryocytic lineage. Another cell lineage is the common lymphoid progenitor, which proliferates and differentiate into T, B, NK, and dendritic cells. The different stages of development will express a different surface receptor of the different growth factors. These include interleukin 3, 6, 7, 11, stem cell factor. KIT ligand is also known as the stem cell factor. It's an early acting growth factor. Its receptor is the transmembrane KIT. KIT is expressed on HCS and downregulated with differentiation. FLT3L is also a receptor type tyrosine protein kinase. KIT ligand FLT3 works synergistically with interleukin 3, GMCSF, and other cytokines to promote early HCS proliferation and differentiation. This is what happens in the common myeloid progenitor lineage. This is what happens in the common myeloid progenitor lineage. Megakaryopoiesis developed from the myeloid stem cell. Platelet development is stimulated by TPO or thrombopoietin. TPO is produced in the liver and kidney. Thrombocytes or platelet, the smallest form elements in the blood, and the final end product which circulates in the peripheral blood, responsible for the clot formation. Red cell production of the erythropoiesis. Erythropoietin is the hormone that acts or simulates and regulates bone marrow production of the red blood cells. Erythropoiesis. Erythrocyte. No nucleus is present, 7 to 8 micrometer in diameter, salmon pink staining cells with a central pale area. Do not contain RNA and cannot synthesize hemoglobin. Leukopoiesis is a process which WBC form and develop in the bone marrow and lymph nodes. Myeloblast, bone marrow precursor of the granulocytic series. Basophils. Eosinophils. Neutrophils. Monocytes. Let's go to the common
lymphoid
progenitor lineage, capable in engulfing bacteria. Lymphocytes are divided into 3 groups: T cells, B cells, and NK cells. NK cells destroy abnormal native cells. Lymphocytes are slightly larger than RBCs and do not contain granules, large nucleus, and hollow cytoplasm. T cells are responsible for cell-mediated immunity. B cells produce antibody if activated and turn into plasma cells which produce antibody against a specific pathogens. Dendritic cells, antigen-presenting cells. And that is the overall process of our blood cell production, the hematopoiesis.
There she goes in front of me, take my life